Hitman has received an update, and now Agent 47 has his very own house. The only thing more satisfying than painting someone's wall red with their blood is painting your own shed canary yellow. This is peak gaming. Between assassination jobs, 47 can enjoy sanitizing his bench tops, fishing in his own private lake, and of course the reason we all play this game, interior decorating. A lot of people think interior decorating isn't a real profession. Under this mansion there's a bunker where we store all of our weapons and equipment for missions. It's like Tarkov, where whatever you bring with you to a mission you risk losing if you die. There's even a shooting range, and if you have the premium edition of the game, it will include little sound effects of lunchtime bells ringing and kids screaming so you can fully immerse yourself. I take on the contract called the Cleaner. Before we get a shot at killing the Cleaner, we'll have to eliminate her 8 lieutenants across several different locations. If we die, the entire contract will be cancelled. No mistakes. I arrive in Colombia, chilling at the local youth hostel. There are 2 hippies hanging out here, begging for socialism but not sharing their weed. I figure I'll break into their room. I proceed to execute my plan incredibly poorly, and I'm immediately spotted sneaking in through the window. I forgot the difficulty is much harder in this mode, and so I flee the area. My status gets upgraded to combat, which means they're shooting on sight. All I did was climb in a window. Now I know how Middle Eastern women feel. Ready for a change of clothes. I throw a banana onto the ground, which attracts the attention of a soldier. The only thing corrupt Colombian soldiers love more than public executions is hitting their daily potassium intake. I choke the big man out, take his fatigues, and hide the body. I then make my way back to the hostel and murder the hippies. They snitched on me. I take their clothes, and I must say they don't flatter Agent 47's skin complexion. Those calves are so white they think the black market is... Well, it doesn't matter, the point is, my boy is pasty. I spot this little mamacito getting around town, which is a big relief as that's my thumbnail sorted. I also find my first target. This soldier here, but he's in quite a public place. I look around for a way to lure him into private. There's a couple living next door to where he's posted. The man is lazily napping on the couch while the woman sweeps. Wow, that's rude. I hope she's sweeping quietly. I grab the bat that's leaning on the couch and beat them to death in their own home. It looks like their toilet is just a metal bucket. That is so rustic, they obviously dabble in interior decorating as well. I lure the target into the courtyard and take him passionately from behind with my pistol. 1 cartel member eliminated, 7 to go. There are soldiers absolutely everywhere, so a shootout of any kind will be bad for us. I continue searching for the cleaner's lieutenants. There's loads of backpackers around, but no targets yet. Even Hitman has loot crates now, because imagine being a game franchise in 2023 and not having loot crates, that would be so embarrassing. While searching one of them, a guard aggressively rushes me, probably because it doesn't take a dermatologist to see I'm not South American. I quickly shoot him in the head and take his clothes, which works out well. What was almost a disaster has landed me an elite guard disguise. They're all out there looking for a jacked bald Caucasian man in a knitted cardigan, not a jacked bald Caucasian man in a cowboy hat. I see this local paying his religious respects, which is quite soulful. I proceed to take the coins off the altar and then throw them at the ground in front of him. He then picks up the money, which is obviously sacrilegious, so now he'll spend an eternity in NPC hell. I find this sneaky rainforest path that has poisonous flowers growing through it. I pick one for later. The path leads me to the Delgado cartel mansion, where it's likely a couple of my targets are residing. I throw a coin and the guard hears it. It's pretty thick vegetation, I don't know how. My man's got better hearing than a moth. Moths have the best hearing in the entire world, the more you know. Moths can release 450 ultrasonic chirps per second, which can jam a bat's sonar system and confuse them. Basically, my mate Andrew bet that I couldn't include moths in this video. He tried to pick the most boring thing, but little did he know he picked a truly fascinating insect. Like the video if you respect moths more now. I used the flower I picked to poison some of the lines these guys are snorting. This will probably kill the next person who touches it, and yet it's still more pure than literally all of the coke in Australia. Sure enough, the big girl doesn't feel too red hot, and so she tries to find a suitable place to be sick. Does she choose the swamp, the bushes, the bathroom? No, she decides to throw up in the jacuzzi. It becomes obvious that we've become quite distracted from the mission. We're just sponsoring bulimia. It's time to get serious for a moment. I head into an underground tunnel network that the Colombians are using to smuggle. I'm instantly asked politely to leave as I don't have access to this area. So this nice guard has manners and calmly escorts me out, but earlier I was shot on sight for going into the wrong room at a youth hostel. They take no prisoners. If the bullets don't get you, Tinia will. With my new disguise, I'm able to walk around the caves. It looks like they're packing the powder into children's toys. I love that. Get them young and you've got a customer for life. I find one of my targets in the red beanie chilling at the staff quarters and realize there's only one way to take him out. Kill everybody in the room. The thing I love about this new game mode is the most important objective is to keep Agent 47 alive. Killing non-targets is a calculated risk you can take, and if there's one thing that really gets me up in the morning, it's collateral damage. I'd make a fantastic drone pilot for the army. My last target is at the shanty village down by the river. This guy is just leaning on a railing looking all cute as he ponders life. The kill is too easy. I push him over and escape in a blue boat. Mission complete, and I head back to our safe house one step closer to killing the cleaner. I leveled up and unlocked some motivational posters. Fortunes favour the bold. Agent 47 has reached his final form, a Facebook mum. For our next mission, we'll be heading to an exotic island in the Andaman Sea. I decide to take my obnoxiously big cargo chopper. I spawn in at some hippie camp. Lots of hippie themes this video, I don't know how I feel about it. These hippies are nice and they offer to make me some lethal poison if I bring them exotic plants and frogs. Super normal thing to offer a stranger. I search around for a while and find the flower I need. I then also find one of my targets taking a solo night walk, making for perhaps the easiest kill of my illustrious Hitman career. I hide his corpse in a bush and that's 4 lieutenants down. I give the hippie a flower and sure enough he gives me a poison vial. The stoners will do literally anything for you except share their weed. I head into town to see if I can locate another target. I instead find a woman washing clothes by hand. It's 2023, get yourself a Samsung front loader, you goose. I take her soap and shatter it in front of her, just like it was her dreams of ever actually obtaining a washing machine. Her husband is an arms dealer. It's cool, you can buy equipment off certain NPCs, but his neighbour walks in for a late night Dutch rudder and freaks out. I have to run and lay low, so I just fish for a while. Nothing like a little late night virtual fishing to make you question your real life decisions. I also find one of my targets in the blue hat. I don't know what kind of cartel I'm dismantling here, but it looks like this man used to be a sponsor child. I better kill him before he collapses from malnourishment. Not now though, as there are too many soldiers around. I run back to the arms dealer and purchase a silent sniper rifle. I then spot a radio tower which will make for the perfect sniper perch. They've constructed large walls with barbed wire to keep people out, but I guess they forgot about low tide. I sneak up through the vegetation and into the cuddle quarters. I proceed to put on someone's clothes. I grab a crowbar and break into the prison cells where they're keeping a few dodgy little malaccas. This inmate is happy to see me as prison is tough and he wants to be freed. I visited a friend of mine in prison a few times. I thought it would be funny to draw an escape plan on a napkin during a visit, but it turns out the guards are super strict around that type of thing. His cell ended up getting searched and his cellmate was so pissed off and got quite aggressive. The cellmate had motorcycle gang ties, it was pretty rough. I was fine, I just went home to a comfortable bed and enjoyed my freedom. I set myself up at the top of the radio tower and begin taking faces. I eliminate Mr. Outfit Copycat first, meaning 5 targets are now down. I then scope in on the hungry boy and fire a bullet which I miss, which is embarrassing as he was standing still fishing. I put the poor man out of his starvation misery eventually, making for 6 total lieutenants dead. I run down to the beach and dip out of there in my fancy submarine that I now obviously have. I return to my house and head down to my closet to change into something more comfortable. I've never seen a bald man look so sophisticated. I do a few chores around the house, such as shining my shoes and drinking red wine. No real reason to this other than complete and utter immersion. Our next mission sends us to an island in the Atlantic Ocean where 3 more cartel members are hiding. I decide that I'll ride my project bike to the Atlantic Ocean because that makes sense. My starting point is high up in a castle tower. The disguise we've chosen at first glance appears to be perfect for the masquerade cocktail function below. I make my way down the stairs and use 2 of the darts from my tranquilizer gun to eliminate a duo of guards. This gun would be so much more efficient than Rohypnol. This party is for billionaires, as you can see by how they're just burning money. I sometimes waste money too, but it's on longer term payoff purchases such as psychologist appointments and RuneScape Gold. The first lieutenant is a guard down by the docks. I'm just happy we're not still shooting at starving island folk. I line the big girl up and give the trigger a squeeze like it was a miner's butt and I was Bill Gates. You know he visited Jeffrey Epstein's island 37 times? There's only one reason you visit a remote island 37 times and it's not for champagne brunches with the homies. And plus, what about Epstein hanging himself and the CCTV footage being deleted at that exact moment because he was going to testify? Kind of weird, right? We all just made a few jokes and moved on. Anyway, let's move on. The initiate in the white outfit is trying to join this billionaire club. He will have a chance to join if he can find 10 commemorative tokens hidden around the castle. Any person worth worrying about will stress out if God's precious nectar is being wasted, and so I bait the man in to turn off the tap and then whack him and take his clothes. I find this guy chilling and he says he'll give me a token if I vote for him once I'm a member. I agree and he wants to continue the conversation privately. Unfortunately, that's the same bathroom that I left the unconscious initiate. This billionaire runs over all concerned, acting like he doesn't see naked unconscious bodies all the time. Well, I guess this is an adult body, but still. I run over and knock on the initiate door, but the big man says no way, Jose, find more tokens, so I keep searching. This other initiate then gets all cocky and flexes her tokens on me, so I just snatch the coins and rob the randy slag. I realize it's way easier to just roll other initiates for their tokens than finding them myself. It's crazy how many hoops you have to jump through to touch kids these days. I hide the evidence, gather the tokens, and this time I'm allowed inside. This guard leads me through a sketchy tunnel, and I'm instructed to sit down in a lie detector machine. If I get a question wrong, they'll electrocute me, which is harsh but fair. This woman appears who's either dressed really well or really bad, I can't tell. She asks me a series of subtle yet extremely challenging questions to see if I'm an imposter.
Are you a reporter working for the liberal media?
Yes.
I pass the test and get escorted through this underground tomb. It's actually quite nice to be made a fuss about. I try on my robes, and just like that, I can finally touch kids without a worry. Of course I mean spiritually touch kids, because after all, this is the #1 educational Christian music channel on YouTube, and please don't ever forget that. Now one of the big boys, I can freely roam the castle. Except if I want to go up here where my targets are. These two lads with objectively fashionable sunglasses block the way. I climb a drain pipe to the floor above. I then flick off a fuse box and lure a waiter out who's wearing a corset. I take him out with a knife, which I'll admit was a mistake. I didn't realize I was holding a blade, it happens to every assassin. I then put on his questionable yet tasteful outfit. I proceed to walk the party searching for my targets. I spot one of them who conveniently enjoys leaning over the railing. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to walk out there or the guards will shoot me. I head back downstairs to see if I missed anything, but then decide I'll immediately go back up. The guards hate this and begin shooting at me. I swear attacking a guy in a corset has to be a hate crime. Bullets start flying in every direction. All this violence because a deviant minxy little waiter pushed the limits of fashion. With the entire castle freaking out, I switch from sneaky stepdad to John Wick. One of my targets comes over to the window, which is swell, as I can choke him out and take him down. 7 lieutenants eliminated, only 1 left before we have a run at the cleaner. I proceed to move through the castle shooting everyone. This is a risky way to play this game mode, but you don't win any first place trophies without rubbing some deep heat on your balls. Through all the bullets and bloodshed, this singular cellist with a blindfold has kept playing. You can take a man's vision, but you can't take away the song he wants to sing or play. I proceed to butcher him. You don't sing a cellist. You don't sing a cello. I approach my final target and pull out my silent sniper rifle. I feel as if this is the perfect time for a montage. Mission complete. We are now ready to take down the cleaning lady. First though, back to the real reason why we play this game, interior decorating. I've unlocked some new Vogue furniture options that I feel can really turn this house into a home. I also unlocked a vault where I can trade stocks. I log in and set up a few short-term options trades and it's all gone. It's pretty immersive when this happens. You can make Agent 47 grab a shotgun off the wall and go deep into the woods and then just put it into his mouth, and then you just press the B button to cry for hours. Hitman is so realistic. I prepare to head to Colorado, America to take down the cartel leader, the cleaning lady. I put a little sweater around my neck so all the militia know that I'm the world's most deadly interior decorator. We know our target is at this military compound for a meeting. I spot a guard staring down at a vice grip, wondering what I'm sure we've all wondered at some point: can you put your dick in there? Yes, you can. I knock him unconscious and then take his gun and disguise. I head for the water tower so that I can do some reconnaissance. There's 2 guards patrolling the roof, but I've got a hammer which I throw at their heads, knocking them unconscious. Well, I mean, a hammer to the head would surely do some pretty aggressive internal bleeding, but I secure my perch. All we know about the target is that they're dehydrated, have earrings, a necklace, a hat, and red hair. The mission briefing could have just said they were bullied in high school. The fact that they're dehydrated is all the motivation I need, and it sparks me to just start shooting suspects. There's multiple tangos, so I risk it for the biscuit and start taking names, hoping I snipe the right person. I haven't seen this many dehydrated gingers get slaughtered since the Red Wedding. I'm notified the target is down, but now I have to escape. My methods weren't exactly covert, and militia flood my position like I was a third world country with plenty of natural resources. I turn to the tried and tested strategy I used in Call of Duty to get my kill streaks. I proceed to camp my little dick off. I almost die multiple times, but I manage to slip away and complete the mission. The cleaning lady is finally dead. For my reward, I unlock this breakout room where 47 can play drums underground. Such a normal and sane person activity to do. This new update is great. Drop a like or let me know if you want to see more videos like this. I feel as if it's a cool way to bring Hitman content back to the channel more regularly. Enjoy your week, you dodgy malakas. I love you.